I finally did it. Tonight, I crossed that threshold to where I was in Dragon Quest all those years ago. And it felt great. And as I go to save it, I look at my playtime. 40 hours. And I couldn't help but think, was all that time before wasted? Welcome to the XP Log, a daily-ish podcast about my gaming journey. My name is Justin. And I think maybe this is something people have, everybody's wondered at some point in time as they look at their past games and their saves and they're like, I need to get back to that. But have you ever wondered if that was wasted time? Because for me, I can't just jump back into a new pair of shoes. I need to, at the very least, get a run up. And Dragon Quest actually kind of does that, because when you start the game and you load your game, it gives you a small blurb about what was going on and what you're doing. But that still isn't enough for me. I need to be emotionally involved. And that's why all these games have piled up in my backlog for whatever reason, whether it be I got distracted by another game or distracted by life, or maybe I just burn out. Whatever the case may be, I drop the game for just a little bit to play something or do something else. And then I can't get back into that hero's armor and save that world. So I have all of these abandoned heroes in these tore up worlds just giving up, just waiting for me to come control them. And I never will, because I got to start my journey over. I have to. I just do. So it got me thinking, is that wasted time? I mean, I did enjoy my time. 40 hours is, that's a big hurdle to just give up and to get back to. That's crazy to me. I mean, I think I've said I think it was like 40 hours, but actually having played it now, man, that's a lot. That's like 2 smaller games. So it's hard to argue that that's not wasted time now, because I started a new save. Now I can argue that was on the Switch and now I'm on my PC. So it's a little different. It's a different platform, but in the same vein, is it time wasted if you don't read an entire series of books? Or maybe you haven't watched, like I haven't watched the last 2 series, or I guess you call them series, of Dexter, right? But back in the day, I watched every single one of them until the show ended. And they came back out with some more and I never watched those. Does that mean I wasted my time watching that show multiple times? No, I don't think so. I got my entertainment out of it. I got my story out of it. The only downside I see as far as that is, in a game, you don't get the entire story that way. I mean, technically, I watched that show and the show wrapped up to an end. So there was an ending to the story. But there's technically not an ending to the game unless you beat it. So I think a lot of us feel this pressure to complete a game in order to say we enjoyed it. Like, even when I play roguelikes, I am striving to beat whatever is going on, because roguelikes do have an end. I mean, it's technically the end of a run, but they do have an end, and I'm striving to get to that point because in my brain, it's like, it's beaten. I have beaten this. And it puts a little pressure on. And maybe that also has an effect. Because I know one of my buddies, he played 200 hours of Starfield, but he's never crossed the finish line. Now, is it too late for him? I don't know, because he's not me. I would feel the need to start over. And looking at a 200-hour save, dude, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I got it in me. But he might be able to just jump back in those shoes. If I remember correctly, he's right at the end. He could just jump back in, see the end, and be like, okay. But see, he didn't want the game to end. He felt like after he beat it, he's done with it. So he's kind of like doing like I do when I make myself a little mixed drink or whatever. I always stir it with a butter knife because, everybody got their habits, right? I always stir it with a butter knife, and I put the butter knife kind of just over the sink, not in the sink, just over the sink, because that means I ain't done. It means I'm gonna make another one. So what he's kind of done with Starfield is he's put Starfield over the sink because he ain't done. He'll come back to it eventually. Maybe that analogy was a little too personal, but I digress. So I was just wondering, how do you feel about it? Do you feel that if you do not beat a game, do not complete a game, that you did not get the full value out of the game, so it was a waste of time? And what about DLC? What if you beat the game months before the DLC comes out, but you've never beaten the DLC? That's happened to me in plenty of games. And as I said, once I beat the game, and it's been months since I played it, when the DLC comes out, I need to start over. And that's why I don't beat DLC unless I get the complete version or whatever, of a game I haven't played ever or in years or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, how do you feel about this? Please leave it in the comments. We are on YouTube, and Spotify has comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe and follow and rate on wherever you're listening. I would really, really appreciate that. But yeah, let's get some interaction. I hope everybody has a great day. Peace out.